And welcome to another update video about Chainlink. I know it's been over a week and I rather covered other cryptos for whatever reason there was. I don't even know myself. But you know, days get incredibly busy, especially in current times. Now, however, let's cover Chainlink, and I know a lot of you waited for it, have been waiting for it. Now, unfortunately, I don't really have very good news. I talked about, or maybe they are good news, depending on from which perspective you look at it. But I've always stated, you know, we need to be still on the side of caution here, and we need to be a bit careful, and we can get carefully bullish. Yes, there was certainly a case for a bullish scenario. This, however, with the latest drop, has been much less likely, has become much less likely, and I would rather now favor the bearish scenario. That just has to do with the fact that we've dropped again below this key level at $7 and basically $7. You know, I think I can remember in the last video I said that really to continue to be at least carefully bullish, we need to hold that $7 level. Now that hasn't happened, and to remain bullish or to remain in a certain scenario, like in the bullish scenario, certain conditions need to be fulfilled, and that was one of the conditions to maintain that. Yeah, I mean, at the moment it would be extremely hard to construct still a bullish scenario out of it. Really extremely hard. It would have to be some kind of a weird expanding leading diagonal, but it doesn't really add up. Therefore, for now, I'd like to take the bullish scenario, unfortunately, off the chart for now. We might be able to look at it again, but really, due to the current chart structure, until we get impulsively above the wave 4 here, above that high, I wouldn't really want to entertain it. But even then, you know, due to the current structure, and I'm going to explain to you why. Even due to the current structure, it will get difficult to maintain this. Now, at the moment, there is still a chance, or maybe let's start with a bullish scenario, but it is becoming less likely. And then I'm going to tell you the bearish scenario. So let's start with the bullish one. What I had on the chart here was that we started from the low, which was here, at around on the 13th of June, that we started in a wave 1. This was a wave 2, and that we would be in a wave 3. But within the wave 3, you have various subwaves, like here was a 1-2 setup, and here another one, then the 3, and this could have become the 4. Now that's not possible anymore. We can still be potentially carefully bullish, but it is getting less likely, and I would give it now less than 50% probability due to that strong move down that has hit Chainlink quite substantially, okay? So I'm going to label how we can still look at it from a bullish point of view. From a bullish point of view, we would need to say, okay, from the low we moved up in an impulsive wave 1, and we came down here in a wave 2. Yeah, and then we would have to count all of this as a wave 3, which we can do. It's not great. And then this would be a wave 4. And then this is basically the diagonal pattern I mentioned, but it's not great. And then we would have here our wave 5, and all of this would then complete a wave 1 to the upside. And that would be the bullish scenario where we had here a wave 3 on the, that was on the 12th of May. Then we moved up here to a wave 4 high on the 9th of June, and the wave 5 was then completed here. At the time we had a target area, we bounced off that, so it was great. And then we can count this impulsively, but it's not, due to that strong movement, it's making it much less likely. So I would give this now below 50%. I would now be rather in favor of the bearish one, and there are two key scenarios that I'd be following. The first scenario, is not too different, to be honest, from this bullish one. But in that bearish one, we would assume, yes, this here was the wave 3. So this is unchanged. But then this was not the wave 4. The wave 4 will finish here. And the wave 5 will then finish somewhere down here. and that all of this was just going to show you that as well. This here basically was off the wave 4, only the wave A. This down here was a wave B, and this here was the wave C, yeah, of that overall move. I make that a different color, I think otherwise I have some problems here on the chart, but no, this basically, yeah. Of the wave 4 we had here the A, B, C wave, and we can leave the C wave as it is because the wave C is a 5-wave move, and then we would come down in the wave 5. Now that's one possible interpretation of this chart from a bearish point of view. And also here then we would now expect possibly another move up in this scenario that could and probably would overshoot here the wave 3 high at 963. And that's why even a move above this high in this current situation doesn't necessarily confirm that we're bullish. For me now, due to the current wave structure and environment, I would really only become, let's say, bullish again or more bullish if we go above that 78.6% fib level at 1134. Yeah, that would be a good sign. Until we get there, I would be probably in favor of the bearish scenario, but that's only one of them. Let me show you the other one. I just put that in another color onto the chart. That would also assume that this here was the wave 3, that this was the wave 4, or is a wave 4 coming, and the wave 5 will be down here. So the higher level chart remains the same, but the alternative scenario would be that we take from the wave 3 that yes, indeed, this was a wave A, this was a wave B, but now we're looking at a triangle that this is a wave C, this is a wave D, and we would expect some upside that would, however, stay below $9 and what is it? $9.63, yeah? Or at least, yeah, basically $9.63. So basically, depending on what the price now does in the next recovery here, if it goes above that level or below, we probably can then say with more certainty in which scenario we are, because in the triangle here it must not overshoot the wave C. So I'll put that into another color, don't get confused, because they are basically two alternative counts now on this particular chart here. Make that in green here. And from that point of view then we would expect also after the wave E, yeah, this is basically one possibility here. So we would expect here in the wave E the price then to break out to the opposite side of the triangle of the wave E basically. And normally when we talk about triangles, the best indication, the first indication you get that we have a breakout. And by the way, the wave D doesn't need to be finished yet. That could go a bit lower. Yeah, absolutely. So the best indication normally that the triangle is finished is if you break below the wave D. Yeah, that's the first indication you get, and then the confirmation is when you break below the wave B. On the other side, if we go above the wave C, it would indicate that probably the wave C wasn't finished, but if you go above wave A, it invalidates the triangle and something else is going on. If we invalidate the triangle, it would for me be at the moment then this ABC scenario that would eventually come down. So also in this scenario, however, basically in both bearish scenarios, I would even expect another leg up. Yeah, and that could be for anyone still be an opportunity. Anybody who wants to would be an opportunity to take profits. Yeah, because you know, if you go to any of these levels, it's pretty clear, or with a high likelihood, if you bought somewhere down here, you would still be in profits. Yeah, so if you bought anywhere here in the wave C, either in that scenario or here in the wave E, you could get out in profit. That would be my expectation, that we see one more move up. If we go down straight away, then we need to revisit this scenario, but yeah, this is what I would go with, one of these two scenarios. And to be honest, the imminent outcome would be very similar, possibly a little bit lower in the short term, and then a move up either in a wave E or in a wave C. Yeah, and that's my update about Chainlink. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.